Hi everyone. In this video I'm going to demonstrate one of the new features in the latest version of my legacy software. There is a strictly TMCC version. This version is also backwards compatible with TMCC. It will also work with the base 1L, the legacy base, and the base 3. So this is version 4.0. It's the latest release. So we're going to go into LCS modules here. We're going to open this drop down. You can see there's an IR SensorTrack. We're going to click that and we get this screen up. Let me see. Okay, it all fits. Good. So so the feature I'm going to demonstrate is down here, and I call it distance control for lack of a better term. So the whole point of it is to make sure if you have two or more trains running on the same track, they don't run into the back of each other. It keeps them separated by a margin of your choosing. It will slow it down by X number of speed steps, and the minimum distance is also up to you, and that's also measured in time. I'll demonstrate this screen. This screen will display everything the engine returns using its IR transmitter. I believe Lionel only uses the fuel level in its software and on the cab, on the cab 2. So I display every single thing that comes back from the engine. Now I am going to show you the engine I am going to use. This is the engine I'm going to use. It's the only engine I have with an IR transmitter. And you're probably thinking, what the heck is this with no livery painted on it? Well, this is a pre-production sample that the factory in China sent to the Lionel office in the San Jose area, which I think that office is closed now. So they used this engine to test with, and they tested the crap out of it, and then they sent it to me. By the time I got it, all 4 traction wheels literally fell off. So it was used a lot, and I replaced the wheels. So this has no livery, but the ROM inside the engine says it's a chassis system GP35. So that's what we're going to be using, and I only have one, so we're going to have to use our imagination to demonstrate the first engine and the trailing engine. It'll have to be the same engine because I only have one of them. So right now this screen is empty. I am going to roll the engine over the IR SensorTrack, and it will display all the data. Here it comes over the SensorTrack now. There's the flash. Okay, you can see all the information is filled in right now. It is a 3524 chassis system GP35, and this is all information that I got back from the engine, the direction that it's going, the engine address, train address that it's part of, because it is a part of another train, and fuel level. Each time it goes over the SensorTrack, you will see the fuel level drop down. All kinds of other information you can read on there. And over here is diagnostic data, which you've got drive motor stalls and signal loss. And then there's other packets with other information that you really don't want to look at now. Packet 14 and 15 are not used, at least in this engine. They're for future use. So if a piece of data does not come through, I put a red background. And if the engine goes too fast over the sensor track, you'll see some red text boxes because it was going too fast to get all the data. Now if we go to the box down here, so let's see, we're going to look at the second line because that's an engine and not, oh, wrong one. We're going to look at the first line. So you can see you put in the sensor track ID you care about, that's going to measure the distance between the two trains. So the sensor track I'm using has an ID of 5, and the engine description is automatically filled in when you choose the engine ID, which it's 7 in this case. So the end here says minimum distance in seconds. So you can see it says 60 seconds. So if the trailing engine crosses the sensor track within 60 seconds of the first engine, it is going to trigger this function, and you can see it will decrease the speed by 5. And all of these are adjustable by the user. The status bar here, you can see when this engine, it just went over the status bar and it says distance control found. So it found one in the table here. It's saying for which sensor track, which is ID 5, for which engine, which is 7, and it's saying the minimum distance is 67. So when the trailing engine, or in this case the same engine, went over it again, it said it was greater than the minimum distance, so nothing is going to happen. So I'm going to run it again and we'll see if it's within 60 seconds, you'll see the speed slow down. So I'm going to do it several times. First, I'm going to show you in this empty status bar, it will show the speed dropping by 5. Another time I'll show the actual engine slowing down, and then again I'll show the cab 2 remote, because it also displays the speed on the cab 2 remote. One thing you have to keep in mind, well, a few things, but back on the main screen, you cannot use the throttle here to use the function, because this throttle does not update the database in your base. It just sends the speed command to your engine. It doesn't mess with your database. But this functionality does update the database in your base with the exact speed and then sends it to the remote. It'll send it to the base 3 or cab 3 remote as well, but I can't show you that because I'm using my phone as a camera, so I won't be able to show you that. But I'm going to run it over the sensor track and I'll show you what it displays here. Okay, so it's about to cross over the sensor track. This should all reset on the status bar. It does. Minimum distance. Okay, it just recorded the engine going over it, so it's going around again. So the same engine, or in our imagination it's the trailing engine, will cross over it within 60 seconds. Here we go. So it says less than minimum distance, and you can see it says engine slowing down, and the engine slowed down to 170. I'll let it go around again, or it's got to go around 2 times, because now this instance of the function is done. So it will reset the status line. It's reset now, and it will say if it's below or above the 60 seconds. It's coming around again. Here we go. It's less than the minimum distance, and you can see it's slowed down again. Now I'm going to show you the actual engine slowing down. Okay, the engine is coming down around now. It's just going to slow down by 5 speed steps, so it may not be noticeable, but here it does slow down slightly. Okay, so now we're going to watch the cab 2 as it goes over it. There, you can see it went down from 199 to 194. We'll let it go around again, or twice. Okay, it displayed the speed again. The current speed is 194, and you'll see the speed drop when it goes over it again because it's too close to the other train. And there it drops to 189. You can see the progress bar and the speed drop. So this is how the IR SensorTrack screen looks if the engine went very fast over the SensorTrack. You can see most of the data is missing. So it has to go pretty slow to get the data. So another thing to keep in mind, if you have a lash up going and one or more engines in that lash up are in this table here, and not every single engine, or is every single engine in the lash up is not in this table, or the lash up isn't in this table, what will happen is the engine in this table that is in the lash up will start slowing down, but the rest of your engines will not. So that is obviously something you want to watch out for, and you don't want that to happen because that'll cause stress on every engine in your lash up. So these controls up here are how you would add something to this table. You've got the minimum distance. Here you would add the decreasing amount, and if it's going to be an engine or a lash up, and in this drop down it will automatically display all your engines, so you can choose which engine you want, and then you just choose add, and it will be added to this table. If you want to delete one, you select the row and hit delete. And also, these will not work unless this screen is open. So that's a brief tutorial of how that works. Please let me know if anyone actually has used this, because I don't know. I kind of made it for myself because I thought it was really cool, and it was a huge pain in the butt to get working. A lot of commands being sent back and forth. I just did it to challenge myself. I just think it's a really cool function. So let me know if anyone actually uses this, and if they like it or they hate it, or if it works well for them. If you don't have this software, let me know if you think this is a good idea or a bad idea, whatever. Okay, so thanks for watching, everyone. I will see you next time. Bye.